Welcome back to the old two-stroker YouTube channel. My name is Wayne, and today we're collecting junk. So, as you can see behind me, we got a new addition to the fleet. Yeah, I'm a dummy. So yesterday I got home from that super cool excursion you guys watched last week at that big barn with all them Cadillacs and Hudsons and shit. And I had pooped all day, so I was pooping, and I do my best work when I'm pooping, so I was naturally on Marketplace, and came across this old girl, and I couldn't pass it up. You could sell me anything if you paint it green. So what we got here is a 66 Sedan Deville, and it's like patinaed, but it's not terrible. It's got like surface rust, but the car is super solid, like super solid. Like it's all there. I don't know if you can see under there or not real well, but it's really, really nice. And like the bottoms of the doors, it's all there. Like it's not rotted. It's just got some patina. So anyway, I seen it. Believe it or not, I went and looked at it, and like it was dark. It was super dark, so I couldn't really video. And dude, the guy was real reasonable on it, I think. I mean, for what it is. It hasn't been on the road since 13, I think the sticker says. Yeah, 13. But so get this, the dude was a scrapper, and he got it for scrap price. He paid $400 for this thing. And of course, I mean, listed it on Marketplace for $2,100, and naturally, I couldn't say no. I mean, realistically, people were beating his door down to buy it. It doesn't run. And, yeah, I really felt like I couldn't go wrong for that money, so here it is. It's like really decent car. The green got me. Like, boys, it smells like new in here. Like it smells good. I didn't even fold the armrest down yet. I really, oh, God. Yes, this is a nice car, fellas. Real nice car. I really haven't looked at. I looked it over a little bit yesterday, but it did come with the skirts. I didn't even look at them yet, so I'll be pumped if there's no holes in them. I think I'll probably get the same thing the other one had. If you remember my other one, I don't know if I recorded it, but these backlights didn't work on my other one either. And there's a, under that floorboard there's a wiring junction splice, and it's rotted to shit. At least it was on the other one, so I'm assuming look at the bee, it's like petrified. Ooh, bulbs. Guys, I couldn't pass it up. So it's like the perfect amount of patina, I think. Obviously doesn't run. We dragged it off the trailer here with a side-by-side. But he didn't even have keys for it. He had keys made. Come on, you old goat. There you go. Look at her, though. This is a freaking nice old car, boys. Oh, it does have the hubcaps. Sick. I didn't even think I had them. The jack's still up there. Like, dude, look at this. This thing is like super untouched. It's an OG spare, man. We got some belts. A belt. That's probably the AC belt because it's not on the car. Look at the condition. This one's even nicer than my other one. Like, this thing is nice. And I mean, it could be that I'm just a sucker for garbage, but I really think this is a solid car. Came to the plate. I don't know. We're gonna run it. Smells like gas. That's a good sign. Friggin' sticker. Oh man, it's cool. I couldn't pass it up, fellas. We gotta get the skirts back on it and get a look at it, but it doesn't really roll real free right now. This has been sitting a long time, but it was sitting inside a garage covered up. So I think, wow. I think, dude, this thing is awesome. So here's what we got. It does key up. When I went to look at it yesterday, the what do you call it? Think, you idiot. It had like a bad connection. And I thought what I thought at the time was a bad starter. So what would happen is you would crank the car and it would just, I don't know if you ever have one with a bad connection. You like turn the key, go to start it, and it would just kill all power in the car. That's what it was doing. So I knew it was like a bad connection or something. But he said it cranked real slow, and I wasn't real concerned. I did put hands on. I did put hands on the fan, and turn it, and it does turn by hand. Like, I wasn't real worried. So literally all I did, he even had a battery in it for me when I got it. All I did literally was clean these terminal ends. And now the damn thing cranks. I think we're gonna have to put a little bit of fuel down its throat hole. But yeah, I'm not worried about that. So I think we're gonna try to get it running today, I hope. And let's see what the old carburetor looks like. I don't know what the deal is with this air cleaner. It looks like somebody painted it, but it's the wrong color. It should be dark blue like that. Dark blue or black. I can't remember what my other one was. I think it was dark blue though. It should match these, I'm pretty sure. But like, dude, it's pretty clean old car. Looks like no chokey choke. I don't know why that is jammed, but it is indeed jammed. Yeah. Clutch is locked up. So that's why that belt's off. Hey, babe.
Hey, is she running yet?
No, but it cranks now. All I did was clean the terminals. What are you doing, Jimmy? Crazy nut. You're crazy nuts.
Sit down.
What's wrong with me? I'm gonna put some gas in it and see if it'll go.
Okay.
What'd you get me?
Are you still recording?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
He is. I moved his truck behind the storage unit.
Oh.
Okay.
You need a hand on her now.
Okay. Boys, this has still got like all the frigging stickers on it. My other one didn't. Man, this thing is so cool. Looking this over, it's really not going to surprise me if that mileage is accurate. One of these shit cans. It does got oil in it. I did look. It's nice and clean. Almost too clean. That's too much. Perfect. I'm not sure if it's running right out of the front of the carb or not. I don't know. That didn't really do anything, did it, fellas? Give her another spritz here. Ooh. What was that? Dude, is that shit just running out of the carb? Or did I spill all that? No, dude, that shit's running out of the carb. Oh, that's got fuel. I'm watching it squirt in there. It's got fuel. Got nothing though. You might have to actually look at this. I kind of thought I was going to get lucky here, but maybe not. I'm pulling these plugs out, see what we got. That's way too loose. It's pretty dry, fellas. You're a bad looking plug. Alright fellas, so what we're going to do now is test the primary and the secondary windings in the coil. Just to see. About 2 ohms on the primary. Good enough. And secondary. About 8,500. So, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Supposedly ran last time it ran, so you know how that goes. Boy, she's fresh. Everything in here is like new. So, just make sure it's turning. Who knows? Good deal. Turn the key on here. Let's see if we can't get something to happen. I can hear it clicking. We can just see if it fires on starting fluid. So I do have that. I don't know if it's actually sparking or not. These plugs aren't they're not wet though, so I don't really think it's getting fuel, but it ought to be getting fuel. So, while I was like, I just got kind of distracted because I'm like a super squirrel, but boys, check this out. The power seat, motor runs. Tilt works. I don't know if you can see that. The forward and back doesn't seem to work. Check this out. Ha! The freaking antenna goes up and down even. I couldn't believe it. Because there's no... There we go. Look at all the stuff in here. Like... Oh, this is old, like, insurance paperwork or something? But, like, you can tell it's wicked old. Automobile claim report. How old do you freaking think that is? Wild. Jeez, it's like all set up for you to mail it. Who mails things? No shit. 68, 69. Whoa. 65, 66. This is just friggin' wild. $69.70. Man, that's cool. What's this say? Oil, 1,000. Radiator rust inhibitor, keys, wheel for tires, will guarantee. Oil change. Huh. Friggin' wild. I love it. It's like a trip down memory lane, fellas. I love the OG Caddy floor mats. So old fucking Scotty Too Hottie come over and fucking brought his spark plug tester. This doohickey. Because he works on these
Junkers.
stupid gas motors. And I was like, messing around with the points, but I didn't really do anything besides take them out, look at them, and put them back in. Dude, we put the spark plug tester on number 1 here, and I went cranked it, and it almost started. Like, what the shit?
Oh, she started.
So, I guess we'll see if it friggin' runs and knocks and does all sorts of stupid shit. I think we're gonna have to ether it though.
Fucking do it.
I think
You got a little squirt bottle. I can pour some gas in and we'll just
No,
on the curb now.
I wish I did.
What do you got?
Don't worry, there's more, but I think it'll run on that. Just give her a spritz, would you?
Wants to go.
Yeah. You know what? We could try putting a little gas down her throat hole.
That's what I'd do. That's what I was thinking, a little squirt bottle and just
You got her?
get her. Just let her idle a little bit.
How's it sound?
Doesn't sound bad.
Got a little tick to it?
I just try to let it idle. It wants to idle, all right.
Yeah. Thirsty, eh?
Yep. Fill fucking honker.
Is it pulling fuel yet?
Uh,
Doesn't look it. Here, let me see if it squirts any when you give her the juice. Might have to fill the bowls. No, I got nothing.
No squirt.
No squirty.
You want me to try to crank it over?
I don't know how to fill the bowls on this thing. You?
Nope.
Will it go down? Hang on, will it go down? Will it go down these things? I don't know how that works.
How about choke? This thing should have choke on it, right?
Yeah, choke's stuck.
Choke stuck?
Yeah. Which, I can get a pair of pliers and see if it'll free up a little.
Yeah. Yeah, if we can get some choke on it.
Yeah, I think I think choke would really help.
Oh, yeah. Does that have electric choke? That looks like fucking...
No, it's
Vacuum.
Vacuum, or not vacuum, but like heated.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Man, that really don't want to move.
Fucking snap the thing right off.
No. Oh, you mean just disconnect it?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I could do that.
Is that got a hook on the
Yeah,
back
it's
side
got
of it?
just a-
Or is it just a fucking...
Got a little pin. Please don't go flying.
You want a knife?
No.
Something a little smaller to get in there with?
There we go. Ask and you shall receive. You want the spritzer? Good?
Yep.
Hey, if you guys are watching at home, just crack a beer and have one with me. Those get better every time I have one. Alright, so Scotty Too Hotty here had a good idea. We're going to blow air into the tank because it's got a full tank of fuel. And see if we can't crack one of these lines free and see if it squirts out. So that's what we're going to do. I'm ready.
Ready?
Yeah. Easy. Whatever that was, it was too many pissies. Ain't nothing coming out up here. Well, boys, quick update. Pulled the fuel pump. It's friggin' junk. I'll show you real quick. Friggin' got her here. And you can pull a vacuum on either of these, and neither of them hold until you put your finger over it, so the diaphragm is junk in here. Alright, well, we're back. It's been a few days since we were working on a Caddy last, but time to work on it again. We got, since I left you, we diagnosed, remember that we diagnosed the fuel pump was bad. I don't know what the hell I did with the spark, but somehow we fixed it. Everything checked good. So now my dilemma is the fuel pump is like a week away still. And this friggin' thing is stuck in a driveway. So I went a few steps ahead of you fellas and we got a little wild. And I don't know if you noticed all this gummed up wire here, but I figured that since we weren't really gonna hurt nothing, I put in a clicky clack there. I don't know if you could see that, and it is hood boogered right in there. So it's super janky. I'm kind of proud of myself. The other thing I did, which occurred to me, I got to put the fuel pump back on because it's just gonna piss oil out of there. But regardless, what I did was I remembered every time I key on this thing, I didn't get no oil light on the dash. And something this old, unknown history, I like to know for sure I have oil pressure. And you can't know for sure unless the light goes out. Well, the light doesn't go out if the light is always out. So I took the sender out. The sender's bad. And I just put in the gauge. So I got it on the dash here. So what I want to do quick, what I want to do quick is fire it up and see what we got. So this is so super sketch. I'm so proud of myself for this. This is not something I would usually do, fellas. You know how I am. Mildly anal retentive. So let's do here is jam this one. Jam this one in there like that. Should work. And then this one. Oh yeah. We got fuel in the bowl now. Oh yeah. Let's see what we got, eh? See what I mean? I got no friggin'. Look at that. Fired right up. We got oil pressure. Stone cold, so I don't really expect it to rev. So, dude, it didn't even friggin' smoke. Wild. This might not have been a bad deal. I was kind of expecting the worst, I'm not gonna lie. We know it has oil pressure now, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you guys off camera. I'm gonna put that oil pressure sender back in the car until I get a new one. I'll go get one. And then what? Oh, I gotta put the oil pump on because, or the fuel pump, the old one. I'm gonna put the bad one back on because it's gonna be pissing oil out of there without it. So we've got to put it back on. So let me do that and I'll bring you guys back. Oil pressure sender, don't matter. It's getting cold and dark. Got the fuel pump. Almost had it. Plenty of oil pressure. Shot. Noise went completely away. Lifter must pump back up or whatever. I figured that's what it was. Runs beautiful. All right, fellas, well, it started making a funny sound on me, like a belt squeal. And I looked in here and it's all wet with coolant, and you could see that upper radiator hose, the clamp must not be tight enough. Well, it looks like somebody moved it, actually, down from where it's supposed to be. So let's, ooh, there's pressure there now. I guess our only option is to tighten her up. Unless we want to friggin' douse everything, so there's that. Try that. See if that's still leaking. Yeah. Oh. Shit. Yeah. The hose is gonna be moved, or like the clamp. Let's try this. Get rid of the pressure. And then let's do it. Hopefully that'll keep it from going all over the place on me. Probably not though. That's better. Alright, let's see if that leaks. There was coolant in it too, which was a bonus, because when I initially looked at it, I didn't think there was, but there was. Boy, that purrs like a kitten. You hear that little squeaking sound that I'm talking about? Sounds goofier than hell. It's either that or that's the, might be the fuel pump making that sound. But you can see we got our leak fixed. Friggin' mint. Let's, without further ado, let's put it in the air and see how she looks on the bottom. All right, boys. Well, brakes are indeed tight, but boy, is it in decent shape down here, fellas. Oh, little gas leak there. I have to fix that. But this is going away shortly anyway. We're gonna replace this piece of hose because that hose is garbage. But there is some surprises down here. Somebody was definitely in here, and whoever it was a total idiot. The nice part is the motor's dry. Really don't look bad at all. Real nice shape. A little bit wet from the back, but not like wet. I think it'll all clean up. Dude, it's like super untouched under here. Like the vacuum canister on the 400 and stuff like that. U-joints are all there. So take a minute and appreciate this floor pan. for being in New York, huh? Wow. There's nothing in it. Like nothing. This is just. This thing is nice. Like, for up here, real nice. I'm not worried about this at all. Same as the driver's side. I can't believe the shape it's in, considering. Frame's nice. I mean, just from sitting around, the thing needs like just cleaning. Like you could wire wheel this thing and paint it and have it for another 40 years. Not even worry about it. Real nice Survivor. So this is what I was talking about. Somebody put fuel lines in this and they did not do it the right way. Look at this shit. Who does this? At least they used one of the factory line holders. So I guess we're gonna have to do fuel lines. I'll go to the town and get some 1/4 inch lines here. Quarter, and I think that one's 3/16. And then instead of like why, look at that rubber line right there, and is zip tied to a frame rail where it's just gonna friggin' So we gotta get some fuel lines. I think we're gonna redo that just to be on the safe side. So we put shocks on it, looks like. Not mad at that. Saves yours truly from having to do it. Trunk pan's real nice. This is a real nice car. I'm not mad at this at all. This was a great buy. We gotta do something with this exhaust. I can't stay like that. The worst part of it is this body mount here. But luckily it didn't get into the rocker too bad or nothing like that. It really ain't bad. That one's starting too, but that's probably the worst. This rocker's a little bit, seen better days. But I'll tell you what, dude, like, I am not mad at it at all. Somebody really enjoy this car. This is a nice car. All the wheels are freaking locked right up. Tires were brand new in 09. It's good enough for me. Hell, they're only 10 years old, 12 years old. That's friggin' mint. So, I think what we're gonna do is free up the brakes. And by free up the brakes, I mean we're gonna drive it up and down the driveway like 20 times. That'll free them up. And maybe I'll do a grease job, we'll change the oil. You know, just give her a once over. All right, fellas. Happy Thanksgiving. It is Thanksgiving. What am I doing? You know what I'm doing. I'm out here working on junk. So here's what we got. We've got a new pressure line. Well, you know, feed line. It's not pressure, it's suction. But regardless, we moved the fuel lines. This is the factory routing. They come right through the side of this thing, like that. And they go up around here. And then normally they would secure right here, but I don't really have anything to get them there. We still got to tighten them up yet. But at least that's out of the death zone there. It's no longer laying on the exhaust. I don't know what they were thinking when they did this. This is the sketchiest shit I've ever seen. So next, what my hang up now is this small line. I'm not sure what size it is. It's gotta be like 3/16. I think it is 3/16. The rubber hose was just dry rotted. When I moved it to try to adjust the return and get it to reach here, it just disintegrated. So we got to get a little bit of 3/16 line. And then we could take this thing for a friggin' ride. Like, I'm ready to drive it, see if the brakes free up. I'm just curious to see what happens. As soon as my pump comes in the mail, I'll get rid of all this. All these are the right length to where they can go back up to the regular pump, so that won't be an issue. But yeah, that's where we're at. So I just figured I'd get you off the time lapse and give you an update on what I was doing. Here, boys. The brakes are super draggy. Like, super draggy. She's not happy about this, but tough shit. We're gonna override. It's actually a lot better. I think it was just rusty. Yeah, it's like actually rolling now. It wasn't rolling at all before. What a friggin' absolute beaut. Still got brakes. All you gotta do is like breathe on the pedal too. Pulls to the right when you brake. Oh yeah, look at that. It's actually moving on its own now. See what Scotty's doing. Oh, second. That's a good sign. What a freaking ripper, fellas. Look at that. First drive in like friggin', I don't know, 15 years, something like that. I love it. What a dummy. Be back. Boys, the friggin' heat just started working. How friggin' sweet is that? And the heat gauges, or the temp gauge is working. It's basically like a functioning car. Scott's gonna camera, we're going for a rip. Let me close the hood.
What the hell happened to our radio? Dude.
Demonetized. Dude, the brakes freed right up. What a nice old car.
Oh, what the hell happened?
Oh, did it die? Oh no, you're good. It's still recording. It just turns the screens off if you're not using them.
Oh.
So it doesn't
How the hell do you get it back on?
you don't gotta. It's good. You touch it, it's a touch screen.
Bingo. Super smooth.
Dude, it actually drives fantastic. Like, look at this, bro. We're like going straight for the most part. Like, I think we got all 3 gears.
What a riot. Oh, that is awesome.
Dude, this really ain't a bad car. A little bit of flat spot in the tires, but for setting so long. Pulls to the right, real good under braking. But I'm not surprised by that. Dodo did the brakes, I'm sure.
It doesn't feel like there's any lag to her.
No, it's actually, dude. I'm like pumped about this. This thing goes down the road nice. I thought it was gonna be kind of junk.
Oh, the interior is like,
Dude, it's immaculate.
solid.
Yeah. I really like this car. You know, the only downside is I think the motor's stripped out in the power seat. The motor runs, but it doesn't move the seat forward or back.
Oh, I love it. Even the seats, man.
I know.
Super quiet.
Dude, drives freaking great. Adjust the brakes up to get rid of that pull and it'll be like absolutely fantastic.
The old DeVille.
Zooming. Pull's getting better actually the more I drive it.
Probably ripping all the rust off it.
Yeah.
Did you hot rod this thing yet? No.
That's third. They were doing 50.
Super smooth.
Yeah. Pull did not get better. I lied. Actually stops good. Look at her just roll now. Will it roll not in gear? Oh yeah. Look at that. Oof. Turn the idle down, that's my issue.
Those little marker lights pretty bright up front.
The directionals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Pretty neat.
I ain't mad at it. Boy, it just drives so friggin' nice,
It
but
does, it floats.
we're gonna fix the seat and the choke, and then she's a rider. Done. Maybe somebody out there in old lube tube land wants it. God, I'm tempted to daily it though. It drives fantastic. I don't think the fuel gauge works. It's just buried over here at full. And I don't think it's quite that full. That looks like a dead short or an open, you know? You know how the gauge just like hammers if it's
Yep.
the completely wrong resistance value. Boy, this thing is nice. Just out for a nice Thanksgiving cruise. Oh, I gotta drop you off.
Yep.
Forgot. Oh, dude, it's just,
Gets right up and goes.
it's beautiful. Like, I'm barely touching the throttle. It's perfect. It absolutely drives like,
It's definitely got that vintage grandma smell to it.
yeah, I love it. I turn the directional. I never use directionals. I just turn them on because I like to look at them.
Badass. She's gonna die.
That's alright. Oh yeah. Nothing's on fire, I don't think. Alright, fellas. Well, back here on the CAD, we got in the mail OG fuel pump, remanufactured. Found it on eBay actually. Super reasonable. I think it was like 60 bucks. We've uninstalled our super custom wiring job for the electric pump, and I took the feed line out of the filter housing because we have to make that. It's snapped off. So I've got that here, and you can see I've scribed a line on it so I get it orientated right. I cut it so that it would I could use this end without having to make something. So we'll make that and install a pump, right? Let's get it in the air and get the pump off it. boys, we're back. It's the next day. Last night got absolutely wild. See, the car's not in here anymore. We buttoned up the fuel system, and everything was perfect. Fired it up, ran like a friggin' clock, no leaks, everything was great. Get some light on. And my neighbor was here, that's why I wasn't really filming. And we're like, all right, whatever, everything's good. I fixed the choke, and the brake light switch was bad also. And I got that fixed. It was just had dirty connections, so I got it out of there, pulled it apart, cleaned it up. Works mint. And I was like pumped up, like night was going awesome. And took it for a ride, back the car out, took it for a ride. Everything was awesome. We drove to the end of the driveway. They had salted, so luckily we didn't drive it. Like drive it. And then I took it back like to the back of the property there, like where the race truck is stored and stuff. And coming back, I'm like, dude, I smell fuel. Pulled up, nosed up to the garage here, and I'm sure you could tell where this is going. Nosed up to the garage, right to the door. Opened the hood, car was still running. No, like, I got out of the car, didn't even smell no fuel. Didn't smell any fuel at all. Got to the front of the car and I started to really smell it. Open the hood, gas is like spraying out of that fuel filter. Spraying. I was like, oh shit. So I ran, flew open the car door, shut the car off, and just so I shut the car off, I don't know if something arced or whatever, but that sumbitch lit up, and we had the biggest car fire I've ever seen, like engine bay fire. Like totally involved. We got super lucky, like, boys, super lucky, because see, we got some melted wires here. That's melted right to the damn, I think that was the ground anyway, but it's melted right to the thing. Obviously the fire started in this area here. It was just spraying right out of here, which I don't know how it didn't light immediately. I mean, it's a points ignition and those things are hardly sealed up, but it just lit right up, and I was like, holy shit. So I ran inside, I grabbed a fire extinguisher, which I kind of take fire safety pretty lax. I'm not like a big safety guy, right? Which y'all know, but let me show you. I had this, so I don't know if you've seen in previous videos, I've always had a fire extinguisher mounted here on the bench, and I grabbed that sumbitch and ran out there, but this extinguisher here was left. This came with the shop. When we bought this house, this was mounted on the bench there. They never took it with them, and I never bothered to check it or nothing, you know. And I'll tell you what, I got super lucky because this sumbitch saved the day. I used absolutely every bit of it, and I'm not lying to you when I tell you the very last cheech of chemical that came out of that extinguisher is what actually like put out the last ember of the fire. By the time I ran in here, got the extinguisher, and got back out to the car, the entire engine bay was burning. Like the entire engine bay. There was flames behind the motor, on the side of the engine, like absolutely everywhere. I can't believe the wires are like all right, but you could see here it got into this harness a little bit. So we have some wiring repair to do. Definitely got into that harness. It got into back here a little bit. You could see where there was flames. They were a little crusty, and two of them were stuck together. You could see where it was burning. I'm curious to see what the starter looks like, because there's a harness that runs down there. Most of this is all right. I tell you, if it hadn't gone out when it did, the car would have been a loss. Like, I would have totally just lost the car. This side fared okay. It's just right there isn't even, that's not even bare, that's just old. But this side of the coil wire, the ground side, must go in, it goes into the distributor, I believe, and that's pretty nuked because that was like right where the fire was. I think for the majority of over here is okay. Luckily we didn't get into any of this harness back here or any of the actual firewall harnesses. It was mostly contained. Most of the fire was like in the valley because the fuel was running that way and underneath the front of the car here. So we're gonna push it in a little bit. So I got the side by side. We're gonna push it in. I gotta find out the failure mode. So the only thing we really changed, guys, was that fuel pump, and the only thing I could think is maybe it's got the wrong spring in it. It was supposed to be for a 66 Cadillac. I got it off eBay. It was a factory, it was like a reman pump, but it was like an original pump just rebuilt, and I'm wondering if maybe it's got the wrong spring in it or something. So what we're gonna do here when we get the car in the shop, I'm gonna pull the fuel filter housing off and we're gonna find out where exactly the leak is. Here it fell, so I tell you, we earned these. Got her in the shop. I just pushed it in with side by side, and I put a winched a rubber tire to the front of the side by side so it wouldn't damage it. You're seeing this as I'm seeing it for the first time. I literally just put it in the air. The only thing I did off camera was I took the air line and I blew a bunch of the fire extinguisher dust off of the vehicle, you know, as much as I could. Jeez, it really doesn't look bad. I don't know how, but really doesn't look too bad at all. Oh man, we got fucking lucky, boys. You know, there must have been a little bit down here where the fuel got to, but it wasn't. You could tell none of this has seen any heat. I was real worried about these starter wires, and they're mint, which is fantastic. I don't know what that line is there, but I think that's a brake line. It really doesn't need to be that. Close side exhaust. This is friggin' mint, boys. We're real lucky here. None of this is touched. None of this is touched. Real lucky. You can see all the wiring up there. The voltage regulator is friggin' mint. Oh, this is good. Friggin' sweet. Perfect, boys. We got so lucky here. Oh, I'm basically a fireman. I gotta tell you, that's the scariest vehicle experience of my life. I've never had that happen, ever, as long as I've been wrenching. And the other thing we're gonna do too, while we have this apart, is we're gonna pressure test that housing, fuel filter housing, to see where it's leaking before we take it apart. If we can do that, I think I can. I think I just blow air through it and see where it's leaking and what the fuck, you know? So here's our return. Are we gonna get any fuel out? None whatsoever. I'm almost thinking that return is blocked somehow. There's still fuel in the bowl. So this is what we got. You can see we're still tight. Oh, that didn't leak. Let's just see. Oh, that's not helpful. Oh, I felt a snap. That's working. I think the gasket failed. I felt a snap in the glass bowl, which is, I bet, exactly what happened yesterday. The gasket just gave up a little. Man, that's weird. The gasket still seems all intact. I don't see anything particularly wrong with that. Well, the filter's fucking destroyed. That's wasted. And the gasket's rubbery, actually. It's kind of shredded. Still flexible, though. I think I found our culprit here, fellas. Over here. Precision machine surface, right? It doesn't move that way that much at all. What happens with these is people over tighten them. They put like pliers on the nut, and it actually, that little shitty metal band that clamps this will bend this housing, and I believe that's what happened to this one. And that was our failure point, I think, fellas. So, good news and a big shout out to my buddy Brian Everhart. I met him actually through this Cadillac. I sold him the old engine out of this car, and in trade for that wagon that I had, and he's gonna send me back my old fuel filter housing. So shout out to Brian. Thanks, dude. I appreciate you. It's been a couple days. Like I said, we've been waiting on parts in the mail, so ignore that. Here's what we got. New glass filter bowl is on. Can you even see it? There you go, now you can. So she's on there now. Fits spectacularly. It was warped also. And I had a hunch, maybe this time I should change the gasket and, you know, kind of prevent a repeat occurrence. Look what we found, eh? Boy, howdy, she come out in pieces. So here's what I did. I left that whole unit, I left the unit whole, like one piece like this, with the glass bowl on it though. And I covered the ports, and I put 20 PSI shop air into there. And I figured it was either gonna break the glass and kill me, which whatever, then I can't have a fire because I'm dead. Or it was gonna show up a leak, and it's exactly what I did. I soaped down the outer rim of the glass bowl with my tire leak soap, and it was huffing right out of that gasket. So it was a good thing I checked it. So what I did was I had already had a gasket in stock because I was planning on that, putting a gasket in it anyway. So I changed the filter and the gasket, put it all back together, and did the same thing. He put 20 pounds of shop air to it. No, absolutely no leaks. So that's what we want to see. What I did to straighten it, because remember, like I said, it was bent. I put it in the, put it in here, and I got it warm. I took the fitting out, of course, and I got it warm, and then I used the socket to go over this, like so it would press, on here and here, and bend them two ears down, you know, bend that, see how that rocks like that? So those are up further, and these sides are down further. So that's how I did that. Worked like a charm, nice and smooth. So now, I guess what we'll see is if it stays together, but I see no reason it shouldn't. So I guess let's fire it up. Beautiful. Much better. I think we can put this to bed finally. Oh, what I didn't mention was I fixed the, what do you call it? Oil pressure sender. So now, boy, I gotta tell you, I am super nervous about that now. Anyway, now when we shut her off, the oil light works, which is pretty freaking mint because that was driving me nuts also. I'm a bit of a bug about things like that. So that'll do it. Saved another one from the scrapper. This car is going to be for sale. So far, I think the only thing I've found that doesn't work is the fuel gauge, which I haven't dug into. It's probably something with the sender in the trunk. I would imagine that's probably pretty rotty and not making great connection. Maybe we'll put a fuel gauge in it, maybe not. If anybody's interested in this thing, I'm gonna bring it to the car wash and wash all the salt off of it. And then if anybody's interested in this thing, shoot me an email. I got a bunch more cars coming, and all of them need to go. So thanks for watching, and try not to burn down y'all's houses, or garages, or wherever you're working. Be careful, because that shit happens real quick. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.